Alright, what is going on, guys? So today's video was inspired by the latest Kabam post. I don't know when I'm going to be uploading this, but the post came out today from me, basically saying that Act 6 Chapter 3 is coming out on November 13th, and I'm excited, but at the same time, it's like, really, we still gotta wait a whole while, man. Like, I thought it was 6.3 was dropping in September. Like, I thought it was going to be before I went for the Summoner Showdown. And I'm like, oh, okay, if it's not September, then, it'll definitely be after Comic-Con, sometime in October. And now it's pushed to November, so it's like, yeah, man, I wanna do it already, because the longer it takes 6.3 to come out, that means the longer it's gonna take for 6.4 to come out. The longer it takes 6.4 to come out, the longer it takes for me and everyone else with the Legends run to get our 6-star champions. It's just longer and longer. But in today's video, we're gonna be talking about the bosses in 6.3, a bit of an early look, because I was in the beta. This was like months ago now. It's crazy how long ago this was. So, disclaimer, this is all from the beta, so everything in here is subject to change, but the bosses are probably going to be like the same characters, I'm assuming, unless the final boss might have been a placeholder as a Captain America. As you can see, the bosses are on screen. That might just be a placeholder for someone that they maybe didn't want to reveal yet, because that's definitely the easiest boss. It's really just a longer fight, but we'll get there. We'll get to him last, of course. We'll go in order. He might be a placeholder. The rest of the bosses, I'm sure they'll probably be the same. They might change the nose, they might change some stuff, they might change the bosses. It's not guaranteed, but yeah, this video should hopefully just get you kind of ready for 6.3, give you an idea. Maybe if you want to hop in on the first day, just know what to expect, and maybe have some counters ready for some certain bosses. So Medusa being the first one, let's start with her. So got the stream pulled up here. And so this Medusa boss, let's take a look at the nodes. So there is Explosive Personality, Counter-Strike. But the two main ones are Buffet. It's 15% Buffet, which can get a little hairy. But the main node is Do You Bleed? So that means you're going to have to bring in a character that has can really hit through the block, because there's two ways to deal damage with the Do You Bleed node. It's to bleed them, obviously, or to hit them on the block, because blocked hits deal damage for some reason, but nothing else does except for bleed. So Symbiote Supreme obviously came to mind for me of course, because you're going to be turning off those Furies, so you don't have to worry about the auto block. And I actually put on Mystic Dispersion 5 out of 5 here because it's on the beta, so I don't have it on the main server, but on the beta I got it because it was free. So dude, 5 out of 5 MD with Symbiote Supreme's ridiculous. Oh man, it is so crazy. It's so good for this fight. So Symbiote Supreme obviously came to mind as like the best option. Thinking about it now, I think Nick Fury might actually be the best option, because he doesn't have to worry about any of the auto block stuff either when you get into his unblockable state, because you can't auto block an unblockable attack unless you're like Mr. Sinister, but he doesn't have an auto block. But you know what I mean. So yeah, Nick Fury could just cut through her, and his bleeds are pretty nasty. So yeah, Nick Fury might be the best option here, but Sim Supreme is definitely still a solid option for sure, man. He's so good. He just keeps nullifying those Furies. We just keep stacking up the bleeds, and yeah, dude, he is definitely one of the best options. I say him and Nick Fury are the best. I'm trying to think of who else could be pretty good here. I know Aegon has a pretty big bleed. He can get a pretty big bleed. Maybe if you build him up his max combo, maybe he could be an option. You can also maybe do blocked hits. I don't know if that's the way to go, because these guys have quite big health pools. So yeah, I think some other really good bleeders. Ronin, he has some decent bleeds, but I don't know. You're probably gonna want to go Nick Fury or Sim Supreme for this fight. And as you can see, Sim Supreme, he's doing a really good job, dude. Mystic Dispersion level 5 is great. I think this was the only fight that we soloed on our first try. Because, yeah, me and Sim Supreme, bro, we got it going on. We get each other. We just get each other. So, yeah, just keep getting those L3s. And every time I use the L3, it re-triggers every phase, but mainly the bleed phase. So where every single hit, I'm applying a bleed. It also gives me 100 genetic potential, which makes the bleeds guaranteed to apply and the most potent that they can be. So it's just keep cycling. Every hit, we just keep applying bleeds. 9, 10 bleeds. Also pair this with the Despair Mastery, and you don't have to worry about the buffet. So that's really nice as well. And yeah, dude, you can see right here we're almost at 100 hits. One thing you got to be a little bit careful about is the counter strike on the node. It's kind of like something you don't really think about. As you can see, we're at 9 Furies, and once we trigger the 10th Dexterity, she goes unblockable. So it's kind of a silly node because the Fury, I don't know if it applies to bleeds or not, but we're doing 0 damage on every hit, so the Fury doesn't benefit us at all there. So just kind of a cheeky node for Kabam to make her go unblockable at some point. So just be careful. Once you Dexterity 10 times, she will go unblockable, but there's a little timer so you can see and everything, so it's not too bad. And with Sim Supreme, it's not too big of a deal anyways, because we're just spamming these special 2s with Mystic Dispersion and everything, bro. We just keep on spamming them, and we don't have to worry. And there we go. That's Medusa soloed. Boom. There we go. KO. And it was, how many hits did that take? Let's see. So 117 hits, man. Not too bad. Sim Supreme, maybe the best option. I don't have Nick Fury, so I don't know what he would do. But yeah, Medusa, she's not too bad. If you have Sim Supreme and Nick Fury, I'm sure you'll be alright. If you don't have them, then she might be pretty tricky. It's just that do you bleed node, man. It's pretty sketchy. But let's move on to the next boss. Guys, I was thinking about this fight a little bit more afterwards. Took a look at the roster. I forgot Domino, of course, one of the most insane bleeders in the game. She'll probably be really good for this Medusa. Actually, she'll be one of the best options for this Medusa too, as long as you get lucky with the critical bleeds. Just because you can bypass her auto block mechanic with her double medium. So yeah, Domino will be a great option for this Medusa, but also one I thought of was Killmonger. You know, once you just do the fight, just do it normally for a long time, build up those bleeds. I think it's like 50 or so, 30 or 50. You'll see them in gray. And then as soon as you drop an L3, you re-trigger all the bleeds. I'm sure that would do a ton of damage. I don't know if it would do enough to kill her, but I'm sure it would do a lot of damage. So those are the 4 options I'm going to leave you guys with. Sim Supreme, Nick Fury, Domino, and Killmonger. Now let's move on to the next boss. Alright guys, so funny enough, the next boss actually is Nick Fury, speaking of Nick Fury. And so he's got some interesting nodes. So Shank, when striking into the defender's block, the attacker has a 4% chance to be inflicted with a bleed debuff, dealing up to 1% of the defender's attack as direct damage over 10 seconds. So that node, with that node, man, it's going to make Omega Red really good. Omega Red and Namor, I think, are 2 of the best counters to Nick Fury, my personal favorites. And that Shank node is really going to make Omega Red even better if blocked hits give you bleeds. It's going to be like a free regen for you and triggering death field, so that's going to be extremely useful. Next up we have Tactical Adjustment. When the attacker receives a bleed they're immune to, Nick has a 75% chance to gain 1 tactical charge. This chance is reduced to 25% against mutants. So with Omega Red, again, you don't have to worry about him gaining anything. First of all, mutant, it would go down 25%, but he's not immune to bleed, but he just like 90% immunity and basically a heal, so it's great. And then there's 2 nodes that Kabam put them together because they synergize together. So immune to all debuff effects, and then empowered immunity. And empowered immunity, whenever this champion would receive a debuff they're immune to, they generate 30% of a bar of power. So anytime you try to apply a debuff to Nick Fury, man, he's just going to be getting little bursts of power gain. So it's just kind of something to be careful of. You won't be able to get the degeneration up with Omega Red on the heavy, and you won't be able to get any bleeds with Namor. But it's actually good for Namor because then you'll be applying, you'll be getting more outrage stacks to help you build Imperious Rex. So now let's get to some gameplay. Alright guys, so I built up my Namor in this fight, and it wasn't going as well as I was hoping. So Namor, he's definitely really good for Nick Fury if you can really align everything. Right here, I don't get off another L3, which was quite unfortunate. I should have been a little faster punching his heavy attack. Go for a big L2 here, and he gets a bunch of power gain, again, from the empowered immunity node, which I probably just forgot about here. So yeah, he's at an L3 now. I'm able to kill off the first one, but now, boom, he gets all of his health back. Goes, drops an L3 on me. I am dead. So now we're going to bring in Omega Red and see what Omega Red can do here. So there's my Namor getting electrocuted. Ooh, that probably would hurt because he's probably filled with water. Yeah, he's dead. No way you're surviving in an L3 from a 6.3 boss unless you have some kind of damage reduction ability. But yeah, so now we hop in with Omega Red. I like Omega Red and Namor for Nick Fury, and I guess Domino is probably pretty good against him too. And now that I have a rank 5 Domino, I might use her a bit more. But now, once you kill the first Nick Fury, he's just going to kill himself down to 30%. So we can just kind of chill, let him take all that damage to himself. I can't apply the heavy attack. I mean, I can use heavy attack, but I'm not going to apply any degen, so there's not really any point in doing that. But right here, as you can see, we're taking blocked hits. It triggered a bleed. Or I think that's actually when we hit his block, sorry, which is even better. Yeah, it's just when we hit his block, so you can get a bleed. So that's actually really good. That's even better. I must have misread it before. But yeah, that's great, dude, because we can just keep up our death field. Right here, I want to bait out an L2. There we go. And yeah, just try to hit him on the block, I guess, if you're using Omega Red, because then you'll get some more bleeds. He's getting some tactical charges, which is a little sketchy here. He goes unblockable, but then he pushed himself to his next Fury, so we don't have to worry. We almost got him down, but I'm pretty sure I die here. I'm pretty sure I die. I'm not exactly sure. Oh yeah, he just kind of throws his special when I'm hitting his block. That's kind of BS, man. Kind of bug. I'd say that's a bug. I don't know. But that's Nick Fury. So you want to bring a good mutant. Bring strong mutant. I'd suggest Domino, Omega Red, Namor, Havok maybe. Sunspot maybe. Probably one of those guys. Strong mutants should be a good way to go. Let's move on to the next boss. Alright guys, so next up on the list we have Havok as the third boss, and one of the most annoying. So he's got a bunch of nodes. So cornered, whenever a damage or time debuff is applied to the defender, they gain 300% more power for the duration of that debuff. So damage over timers not going to be the way to go on Havok, dude. His power gain is going to be just ridiculous. Force of Will, this defender is immune to ability accuracy modification. It's going to be a little bit of annoying. Then we have Extinction Protocol. The inevitable Extinction Protocol grants the defender up to 200% attack based on how full the attacker's power bar is. Each time the defender activates special attack, their power rate increases by 15% for the remainder of the fight. And I don't think I've ever even actually read that node. That's annoying. Every time he uses a special, his power rate increases for the rest of the fight. Oh man, yeah, the power on this fight is super annoying. And then we got some other nodes here. Crumbling Armor, which is very fun because that's if the attacker hasn't let a hit in 6 seconds, they receive an armor break debuff. And guess what? Yeah, if you have an armor up versus Havok, let's say you're Warlock. Oh, Crumbling Armor, that sucks. It'll come back online, but with Crumbling Armor, dude, if you're not aggressive, you lose it. And if you're just trying to bait out a special attack and Havok doesn't want to throw them because his power gain's ridiculous, man, Crumbling Armor is going to suck. And then Improved Power Gain. Increases all of the power this defender receives from power gain effects by 50%. And Havok has a passive power gain. So it's going to be super duper annoying, man. I'm not even sure who's the best option. I think Doc Ock might be pretty solid here. That's why I was originally kind of wanting to rank him up, dude, because Doc Ock is a freaking beast. So Doc Ock, reading these notes again actually makes me think that Doc Ock might be okay. So Doc Ock's looking pretty good. You can see here I brought Vision. This is a rank 4 Vision though, and oh my god, look at that block damage. Oh, it's crazy. I think Magic could be pretty good for this fight. Yeah, Magic could be pretty solid. Vision, he's alright. The problem with this Havok I was finding is that he was super passive. Like he just wouldn't dash at me, and I didn't really know why. I go for intercept sometimes, and he's just chilling, holding his block. You know, he's not coming at me, so super annoying. Like right there, look at that. He's just holding his block. Like, what are you doing, man? I don't know, but as you can see, Vision's damage output is terrible for, like, these bosses are so beefy, man. This is a rank 4 Vision. It's rough, and suicides are killing me from recoil. It's like, look at that block damage. That did so much. Right here, he throws off a special. I can usually evade these no problem. Try to get the intercept there, and he didn't even dash me. He was just standing still, but I still got the in. But like, dude, I don't know why this guy was so passive. It was really annoying me. And right there, he gets off a plasma detonation, so that was annoying. I'm like, oh, that did not go well. I also brought Angela for this fight. You know, I thought she could maybe be alright. I think I use her next. Yeah, because, you know, she has the armor up buff, but I'm an Angela noob, to be honest, man. I don't use Angela too often, so I kind of forgot to re-trigger her armor. So I think I die that way. But actually, I'm thinking back now. Actually, now that Angela's awake, I have her awaken as a 6-star. No, I think the Crumbling Armor, because it's an armor break, yeah, I think it would still break it, even with Angela's SIG ability. Yeah, never mind. I don't think that would work. But yeah, right here is it. I go for an L1. And then I start stacking up the plasma on me. Oh, no, not yet. Not yet. We still have the armor. Okay, it must be coming up. I'm getting a little bit ahead of myself here. But yeah, well, as soon as that armor up falls off me, just watch me die, dude. Just watch my health just plummet. I think it's right here. I'm armor broken now. I go to retrigger and I'm dead, dude. 16k damage. I'm dead. That was unfortunate. You see, this Havok has 500,000 health. Pretty much all these bosses have around that, I think. It's pretty ridiculous. I go with Cat Marvel here. I'm pretty sure I die. Oh yeah, I remember this one. This fight did not go very well. Oh yeah, eat a heavy at the start. That took away half my charges? No, it didn't. No, never mind. It's only a special attack that does that. I go for a special 2 here. Does some decent damage, right? I get into heavy. I go in. I go for another heavy. And look at this. What? He does a special. I remember that one. That one pissed me off. That one really pissed me off. This Havok was really getting on my nerves, man. Again, another reason why I want to rank up my Havok. I might do it just for that. And I tried Namor, but with the cornered, I completely forgot about the cornered when I brought in Namor here. I think because he goes to an L3 really quick. Really, look at this, man. Yeah, look at that. Look at that power gain. He's already almost there. Boom, he's there now. But with Namor, you know, we're reflecting some of the plasmas with our signature ability, and it's doing okay. I take a combo to the face here. I go try to transfer some more plasma detonations, but I die mid-combo. I'm not even sure how I died mid-combo there. But, yeah, as you can see, Namor, not really an option because of the cornered if you apply a bleed. I was like, you know what, I'll just do this with Corvus. But, you know, Corvus versus Havok, he reduces the crit damage by a ton. So this is Corvus with Suicides, 3 charges. Let's see, we're hitting for only 6,500. Wait, was I boosted? I don't even know. But yeah, not as much damage as you'd want it to be with a Corvus. But you know, we're doing a little bit of damage. But so for the best option for this Havok, I think Warlock could be pretty good. I think the new Guillotine could be pretty good. Doc Ock, I think, could be really, really good. Doc Ock, man, I'm thinking. I'm trying to think who else I get intercepted there, and yeah, I'm dead. And that Havok was just really pissing me off, dude. So yeah, as far as anyone else goes, I'm not, you know, that crumbling armor is kind of annoying. I think a magic could be good, because ideally, you don't want to just rely on the armor up buff, because with the crumbling armor, it could really mess you up. So if someone that also has the power control, like Guillotine 29, she actually has both the armor up buff and the power burn on her mediums with one of the pre-fight abilities. So if you just use that one, she might be one of the best matchups here, especially if you have her built up already. You start the fight with 100-hit combo. She could be looking like one of the best options. Yeah, I know Havok also counters himself, so I guess that's an option there. But yeah, guys, this video is already getting pretty long. We're only halfway through, so I guess I'm going to split this up into 2 parts. We'll tackle the rest of the bosses in part number 2, all the nodes and everything. That's Iron Man, Infinity War, Mysterio, and then the Captain America Infinity War. And Iron Man and Mysterio are 2 of the very annoying bosses as well. So that, yeah, we'll save that for part 2. I hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know what you guys think of this. Helping you get ready for 6.3. Give me your thoughts, feedback. I appreciate a like. If you want to go ahead and drop me one of those, it really does help me out. Subscribe to make some more content. I will be doing 6.3 when it, within a week or 2 of it going live. I'm gonna try to get it in the first couple of days, but we're gonna have to see. Probably a sort of Legends run. I don't know if I'm gonna full Legends run 6.2, but I'm gonna do it all in one stream on one day. So yeah, get excited for that, guys. It's gonna be crazy. But yeah, that's gonna do it for this video, part 1. Look out for part 2. Should be coming out soon. Thanks so much for watching. Peace out.